Good evening, everybody. Lundlubber here, and today we're finally going to be bringing you a sequel to the Vault video and actually keeping up on it this season. So I'm really excited to be able to start off with the episode 2 of our season 3, The War Within Great Vault video. We are going to go, as in the past, in a reverse order of importance. So we're going to start with bottom of the list, which is going to be the Shaman. The Shaman, we're not terribly worried about. We've got plenty of healers that we're going to be able to play with this season, so I'm not too worried about getting a ton of gear on the Shaman. But I do have a couple options on him at least. So we'll get in here. We'll stay in our restoration loot spec. We'll see what we've got going on. A lot of other very fun stuff has happened today. The official trailer for World of Warcraft Midnight had come out at the Gamescom show today, so if you haven't had a chance to check that out, go ahead. And I'd like to try to get some time to talk about a lot of the cool stuff that's coming in the next expansion. But without further ado, we start with the Shaman. We are in Restoration Loot Spec. Go ahead, open this bad boy up. And not many options, which is kind of what we expected. But I think, let's see, we have a pair of crafted gloves, a solid 704 there. They're still hero track. I think the best choice here is to just take the crit mastery avoidance for the tier chest piece on this guy. I think that's just the way to go. We'll be able to get more catalyst charges and stuff like that and be good to go. I can still do raid on this guy, and we'll just be chilling. So, pretty solid option for the Shaman there. The other two would have been higher item levels, but same upgrade track, so just a little bit of stuff later on. The next most important vault that we're going to be looking at is the Warlock. Now, on my Warlock, I did get through 7 of the 8 bosses on normal last week, and I did a few keys. I don't have myth slots on this guy. However, we should have quite a couple hero options at least, some delve options, and maybe just one delve option, I think, for the Warlock. I didn't do too much on him, just did some affliction keys. Had a ton of fun with that, so I'm excited to see what the Warlock's looking like moving forward throughout the rest of the season. But without further delay, look at that. See? We've got one delve option, veteran, not taking that. One Harvester's Edict gives us mastery. That's pretty good for affliction, so if we're going to play affliction, that would be a solid choice. Then we've got the raid items. There's no tier here, unfortunately, for us. So I do think that the play is going to be going for the Harvester's Edict, because that mastery is going to play very heavily into Affliction, which seems to be a pretty solid spec right now. So we'll go ahead, we'll take the Harvester's Edict, and we'll call it a day on the Warlock. Not a horrible trinket. I've certainly seen better, but I've also seen a lot worse, especially in the last season. There were some pretty buns trinkets. But now we're going to get to the main event, the main character that we're going to be playing throughout this season, the Protection Warrior. I'm hopeful that we can get a tier option here, because if we can get a hero piece of tier from this vault, or a myth piece of tier from this vault, we are able to get, at minimum, all hero 4-piece set bonus this week. I should be able to hit 2k rating very easily. I just need to do any level of a Halls of Atonement, and we'll be ready to go. So we are in Protection Loot Spec, making sure we're good to go there. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. Fingers crossed, one of those myth pieces is tier. But we'll see. That's exactly what we're looking for. Sin-Stained Pendant, right? Haste Mastery, not a bad necklace, especially at myth tier. That'd be a lot of stamina for us, which would be awesome. That is what we're looking for right there. So we do have myth pants available, which is pretty solid. We do have a hero shield. We're using a crafted myth shield. Not going to take that. Hero boots would be a solid upgrade. That's exactly what we're wearing already. But if it's a choice between the boots and the pants here, we're definitely taking those pants. A little bit less stats, but we get tier, and we'll be able to start going crazy with that. Hero gloves that are tiered as well. That would be another solid choice if we didn't have the myth slot here, because we only have veteran gloves right now. And then another pair of hero gloves. So honestly, W for the Warrior, some myth tier pants. That is exactly what we're looking for. We'll be able to kind of snowball that this week. We've already got a hero tier helmet. So now we've got the hero tier pants. And we'll be able to start rolling into getting 4-piece of our hero gear this week, which means we should be able to switch over and play Mountain Thane, because the tier bonus for Mountain Thane is significantly better than the Colossus 4-piece for Protection Warrior. So, pretty solid vaults this week. I'm very excited to see what we're able to push through this week. Let's see what the affix is that we're looking at. We've got the Pulsar, so we're going to have the Pulsars orbiting everybody. Make sure that we're intercepting those, and we'll be good to go. Lots of very cool stuff, like I mentioned, with the reveal of, or the full cinematic for Midnight coming out this week. So take a look at that and see all the fun new stuff that's coming throughout the next couple of years in the World of Warcraft. But thanks again, everybody, for watching. And go ahead and, if you haven't already, subscribe down below. And also check out my Twitch. You'll be able to see that link in my description, and you'll be able to go see me go live later tonight with some of this shiny new gear and try to pump out some 10s. I think that would be the most ideal situation for us tonight. But we'll see what's going on, and hopefully see you guys later tonight. Thanks again, and have a good one.